Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of August right through the end of September 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. I've also just opened a second competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to know regarding their career sector? Can you please show them the way regarding their finances at this time? What can they expect in the next coming weeks? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? What is their energy? What are they tapping into at this moment? Now, your first card there is the Chariot card. So very ambitious, even though I see a lot of you are very drained. When I try to start your reading, I light the candle and I do like a 10-minute meditation for everyone before I start the reading. And I kid you not, I went to light the candle and the match, it snapped right in half. So that tends to give me an indication of energy, and it can feel like some of you or under a lot of pressure. You may feel like you're at breaking point right now. Even though you may love what you do, you just feel like you're pushed and pulled in many different directions. And that Chariot card, it does tend to tell me that there's a lot of fast-paced energy around you right now, that you're very busy, that you're desperately in need of a break. You will get that break is what I see there, because we've got the Hermit and we've got the High Priestess. So this is all about withdrawing in order to focus on a project. And some of you may have some major decisions to make in the next coming weeks and months. I mean, on a personal level, some of you may even be moving at this time. You may be going through a period of relocation and you're trying to keep on top of things in terms of your business, and it just feels like it's all systems go and you're trying to keep all the plates spinning right now. But for some of you, it can also indicate that you're doing a lot of multitasking right now. There's extra work to be done, and it just feels like it's never ending at this moment in time. So some of you may also be feeling like you want to go solo. Like you want to launch a business by yourself, or you want to become an entrepreneur if you're not already. And I definitely see this is something that's in the works right now, something that you're strategizing or moving towards. Yeah, Seven of Wands is to be independent. It is to march to the beat of your own drum. Some of you may feel like there's a lot of competition out there right now, and you really need to tap into what sets you apart from the competition, because you have some wonderful ideas. You are unique, and that is your superpower. I also see a lot of you thinking about launching this business from home. Some of you may already be an entrepreneur and you're thinking of new ways of amplifying your wealth, strategizing new ways to tap into money-making practices. I mean, there is a major energy about you beautiful Pisceans out there. I feel like something big is ending for you, and there is an incredible new beginning, something that is going to be very lucrative. So some of you, you may feel like you're starting from scratch in some area of your career, but actually you're starting from experience. So whether this is a new project coming up for you and you're the figurehead of that project, or whether you're thinking about leaving your position completely, or some of you may have already given in your notice and you're looking elsewhere, or you're, taking things to the next level and being your own boss there. Yeah, your knowledge is going to increase your finances for sure. But some of you, these endings and beginnings, they don't have to be like so drastic. It doesn't have to be like suddenly you're leaving a position and you're entering into a new one. I mean, for some of you, it could be promotion vibes that you're being tapped to level up in your career, and, you're moving on up there with that empowerment card, and it signals the end of a cycle and you're stepping into that new position, maybe a new office or a new way of working. And for others, it could be that you're staying where you're at, but, certain practices are changing, developing, and you're being adaptable to this change. Could be a new way of working, new computer programs, new systems, new software. Maybe even a new person who comes in from overseas branches, or perhaps, it could be a relocation of premises for the company that you're working right now, and there's a bit of refurbishment going on. It feels like some things are up in the air. Could also indicate that someone's been off unwell for a little bit and you've been picking up the slack, so it just feels like you've got extra work on your plate right now. This may be something that you're going to experience in the next coming weeks, or it could even be like service providers or contracts coming to an end and you needing to sort of either renew or let the expiry go and set up elsewhere. So it could be that you're looking at like whoever provides your electricity, or maybe even contracts with subscriptions, and you're going, okay, I'm finding a better deal elsewhere, so unless you can give me a better deal, I'm taking my service somewhere else, and you're just finding better deals. So it could be that you're like connecting to a different service provider or a different subscription based on what they offer, and the service they provide and how much it costs. So I just see a lot of like endings and new beginnings here. A lot of you are going to be paying close attention to documentation that has an expiry date. There is something here to be renewed. So whether it's a visa or passport, especially with the Chariot card there, it can be that you're thinking about traveling overseas, or even maybe these are new ideas of how to be a little bit more nomadic in your career sector so that you can either work online or do something that requires you to be a little bit more movement-based and secures your finances. They could just be ideas right now, because the High Priestess is like an energy of being in between worlds, like brainstorming and trying to find out what intuitively you're really talented and gifted at, and can make some finances there as well. So a lot going on for my beautiful Pisceans. Let's get to your first card. This is about movement and improvement in your career sector. So your dedication is taking you to the top. You've committed your energy and your drive into your goals, and I feel like there's success here. This is a card of being really disciplined over the next coming weeks and months. On a personal level, this is you keeping a tight rein on your finances. I feel like you're putting an end to frivolous spending, not because I feel that you have to in any way, shape, or form, but I just feel like you're being business savvy when you get the Chariot card energy. But this is a card of dedication to progress, having confidence in your skill set, and being successful. This is about you moving towards a goal, perhaps after a period of things not going the way you'd hoped. So it almost feels like you're taking the reins or taking charge after a period where things just felt a little bit up in the air. Also, the Chariot card is about multitasking. You're going to have a lot on your plate, very productive, very fast energy in the next coming weeks and months. I feel like you have definitely been under it, let's put it that way. But there is some respite. There is an opportunity for you to see the results of your hard work, but also to take a break. So some of you, it could be that you have a vacation booked right now and you're just trying to get everything in order, tie up loose ends, and maybe even some of you are training someone to do what you do before you go off there. I would say the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles, this person, they take a lot on board, but they don't do the quality of work that you do. So there may be some things that they miss, but actually I feel like they do a pretty overall kind of nice job if you're training someone up to do what you do. But ultimately, I feel that if you want to do a job well done, you may as well do it yourself. So when you come back, I feel like you may have to revise some things that they did or revisit just to double check to make sure that everything is in order there, because I feel there's something here that they are not aware of, that they've made a mistake on, and you will need to correct this because, of course, you train them to do it, and then, when you come back, they have no need to be doing what you're doing now. So I feel there may be something that they're just not aware of that they made a mistake on, okay? And it could be something critical. So I feel it's best to revise things when you go back. Just a quick overlook, because I feel like you'll notice the mistake quite quickly, actually. But I feel in good faith, this person thought they were doing the right thing. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there as well. Now, this card, of course, is empowerment. So this means that you're very ambitious during this time. I feel like you're going to be motivated, even though a lot of you are exhausted because, the Hermit twice and the Seven of Wands in the resistance position. This can mean that some of you are feeling very frustrated. You may feel that there's very weak boundaries in the work environment, that perhaps, more and more work has been piled on your plate, or you feel there's low office morale right now. Or you just feel like some of the resources that you have access to, they are not working. It could be that things are stalling, or projects are stalling, or people are quitting. It just feels like right now things are a little bit out of sync. But I'm being given an image in the water of a yin-yang symbol. So this means that things will start to come together. There is a bit more of a peaceful, harmonious environment as you move out of September, is what I'm being given. So maybe this is a very busy time for you. Maybe it's a time where everyone's off having a vacation, so it feels like there's like a skeleton service, or perhaps it feels that not everybody is pulling their weight because they're on holiday time, or they're just coming back from vacation and they're trying to get back in the flow of things. It just feels things are out of sync right now, but they will get back into working order. Also, that image, this could be a sign or a symbol. If you're launching a business, perhaps a logo, maybe you've designed a logo and that's connected to it in some way, or maybe this is a sign or a symbol that you're going to see where there is an opportunity to bring more wealth in. So it could be that you're going for an interview over the next coming weeks and months, because a lot of you are thinking about leaving a position or starting something new, or perhaps you're getting all the variables in place to launch something, maybe a startup in some way. And because this is a card of duality, it means things can go in different directions, but also it can indicate that two things run alongside each other. So it could be that you're doing something really stable, but also doing something really creative from the home space, or something that you love doing that will be financially very viable. I feel some of you are doing something on the down low, maybe keeping it a secret right now, not moonlighting. I just feel like you could be doing something that you are very gifted at, and it's from the home space, because that Queen of Pentacles is giving domesticity energy. So it could be that you are earning more money from home, as a sideline from whatever it is that you do right now. So, it doesn't have to be a business. It could be that you are, putting pre-loved goods out there online and selling them on so that you can purchase other things. So I feel there's just a flow of money about you right now, but you are keeping that tight rein on your finances. Now, of course, with the Chariot card, this can also indicate that some of you are thinking about bringing your business overseas, or if you are looking at perhaps branching out in some way if you're an entrepreneur. I see international links here for you. But also this is about following your inner compass and being on the right path. And I see that you are intuitively on the right path, but there's more opportunity headed in your direction. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking about bringing your business overseas, or perhaps just, there's a client from overseas here with those international links, I feel, there is, it almost feels like there is, for some of you, maybe a language barrier, okay? So I feel it's really important to get an interpreter if you're doing something legal abroad. I would say make sure that you understand what you're signing at this time. I'm not sure why that's coming out, but it is. So, very important there. Also, I'm getting an energy that some of you may hear that there's a position available in a branch connected to a company that you work for. So you may even be curious about an opportunity there. So if there's new roles available at a branch, whether it's in a different state or a different country, some of you may be curious about it and see if it fits you. And with that Queen of Pentacles, I feel it actually could bring in more money. And this could come in the form of, if it's in a different country, for example, it could be that they've got different tax laws there, and it means that you get to save a little bit more of your money. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, also some of you, not all of you, of course, but this card is a boat. It is this person on the seas. So some of you may be also thinking about working on the seas, maybe off land in some way, and it could be financially viable for you as well, because I think there's a different tax code for people who work offshore. So that's coming through there as well. These could just be ideas at this moment in time, because I feel this energy of strategizing, being empowered, and movement and improvement going on in your career. Now, of course, the Chariot card, regardless of what you do, it means that you're headed in the direction of success. You're dedicated, you're taking charge, and there's a lot of fast-paced movement there for you as well. Now, the Death card, it can indicate some of you are going to hear of some cutbacks. And with the Fool card, I feel there could be like new services or new computer software or something new going on in your working environment or your industry that signals the change of something forever. Okay, so it could be that there's new management if you work in a company, could be a new software program that aids what you do and, halves the time, for example, that you do something. For some of you, it could be connected to AI. I mean, I don't know anything about that. I'm very old school kind of person. I still prefer to write a letter rather than send a text and things like that. So, but some of you may be utilizing some of these skills in your working environment to make things easier. So whether you're an entrepreneur or not, I feel these may be something that you're curious about, or you're going to be issued if you work in a company, and you're going to have to learn new skills there. But also the Death card, I mean, for some of you, you've been on vacation and you've come back to reality with a bump and you're trying to get back into the flow of things. But also with that Death card and the Fool card, it means you're enthusiastic to either try new ideas, you've had some time to think, and you're feeling really excited about the next steps, or you're implementing new ideas or launching something, taking a leap of faith in some area of your career. Some of you may have gone on that vacation and gone, you know what, I'm looking for alternative opportunities, and when you come back, it feels very much like there is something new happening in your career. For some of you, you're leaving, okay, and it's your decision is what I see there. I don't see anything negative here. I see that if you want to stay in your position with the Seven of Wands, then there it means that you are in a really great position to secure your role and stay in your position. You're above the competition. You really are an asset to any team that you work with or work for. But ultimately, if you want to leave, I feel with that Queen of Pentacles there is a new role with new status. It's a lot of hard work is what I see there, but also I feel your knowledge is perfect for this role. And I feel a lot of you are thinking about becoming a consultant or being a mentor at what you are already very knowledgeable at. Now, for some of you, this could be something that you're going to do online. If you have a lot of acquired knowledge, but also natural talent, you could be utilizing that knowledge and putting it in a course of learning for other people. And it's something that almost feels like passive income when you've put it out there on like a platform to learn from. So it could be that you're using, some of those, college courses online. It could be that you are going to put your class of learning on one of those platforms and it just ticks over in the background. I see that you're definitely skillful enough to stand out from the rest of the courses there, and I feel you could actually earn a lot of money from that too. But also, for some of you, there's a bit of a restructure going on in your working environment. You may hear of people leaving, but also you may hear of new roles, promotion vibes with that Queen of Pentacles there. But with the Hierophant, you may have to go on a course, or you may have to learn new skills, or even just learn on the job. Some of you may feel a little bit cautious about stepping into this role because you're like, oh, am I ready? The answer, of course, is yes. Be confident in your skill set. I feel like, anything that you don't know, you're going to learn it as you do it, as you go. You're a very quick learner and you're very skillful. So I definitely see that you've got this, okay? And for some of you, it could be that you've been applying for a new role, especially if you've been out of work for a while, or you've been searching for work, especially with that Hermit twice there. It could indicate that some of you have been feeling really tested in the job market. You've been searching for roles, but nothing has matched your skill set or even the money that you're used to or that you're hoping for. But a new role comes along and you may be a little bit cautious because it seems like there's a lot that they are wanting in terms of skill set. But with that Seven of Wands, have confidence in your skill. You are above the competition. Remember what you have in your skill set or your toolbox that other people don't have. What sets you apart from other people? Because it tells me, that card, that you are above the competition. And yes, there may be some things on your resume that are not fitting with the role that you're going for, or there may be some things that perhaps you don't have on your resume that this new role wants, but these are things that will be overlooked. You've got the core skills that they're looking for. You're very personable. You're actually really established and knowledgeable, and everything else can be learnt. So remember, you are unique, and that is your superpower. So if you're going for an interview, you've got this. And actually, I feel there's something here about the way you come into the building if you are coming for an interview, okay? Of course, the first point of call at any establishment or an industry where you're going for an interview, it's reception or concierge or security, okay? And how you treat that person is going to go back to the person interviewing you. So just watch out for that, okay? Because I feel there's just this energy of you being really bright and breezy and really enthusiastic and really nice to the people that you meet on the way in, and they really go, oh my gosh, they're wonderful. I would love for them to get the role. And then whoever is interviewing, once they say their goodbyes to you, they actually turn to concierge or security or reception and say, how were they when they came in? And they're going to give a really awesome report back and say, they were so cool. They were just so personable, so friendly. They were full of energy, and they just were a nice person. And that's going to mean everything to the person who is interviewing, because not everybody is going to be like that who walks through that door. And you've got it all. You've got the full package, okay? So have confidence in your wonderful self. Now, moving away from that energy, with the Fool card, some of you, there may be some new practices that you'll have to learn in the next coming weeks, new knowledge regarding whatever it is that you do. But also the Fool card is an energy of keeping things fresh. So if you're staying where you are right now, some of you may be like decluttering your to-do list. You basically have been doing all the things on your list that have been critical, but then of course all the little bits that you need to do that you've been waiting to do, I feel like you tie up those loose ends, and then you're really enthusiastic to get started on something else, okay? So I feel fresh new start, fresh new month as you move into September, and I feel this card is about a little bit more spontaneity. The next couple of weeks has a lot of possibility, shall we say. And I feel with the Fool card, this could be something that you're starting that is new. For a lot of you, you're thinking about changing direction or changing the way that you work so that it is more fun, that you follow your heart. And I feel you quickly rise in this position if it is a new role or even a promotion where you are at. And I feel this is a very enthusiastic time for you where you take a leap of faith or you take a risk on something, but actually you acquire knowledge. It's almost like you work as you earn, okay? So, I mean, some of you, this could be an apprenticeship. It doesn't have to be, but it could be that, you're learning new skills and you're in a secure position is what I see. But some of you, it could be that you're like launching something on the side, an entrepreneurship, or launching an idea, maybe something creative that's going to secure your financial future there as well. Now, some of you may be re-entering the workforce after maternity leave, so it's about getting back into the flow of things. You may find that a lot of things have changed, but you're adapting to that change, and you've got this. You're someone who actually has established yourself as really good at what you do anyway, so I feel like you are highly respected, even if nobody has mentioned or appreciated that you are always bringing your A game. I feel like it will be mentioned in the next coming weeks and months. Now we do have the card of introspection, which is the Hermit energy, and it's in the resistance position. So for some of you, you've been thinking for quite some time about doing something different or changing your approach, or maybe implementing a new software program if you're an entrepreneur, or new laptops, new computer software, hardware, all of the stuff. But it could also be that you are implementing a new schedule or just something different to shake up the norm so that you keep things fresh. So you may actually have a meeting if you're in a company with your boss and say, hey, could I change my hours? I'll work these extra hours and just, balance things out, because I feel that symbol with the yin yang is all about balance. So it could be that you want to fluctuate or change something about your role, but you'll catch up with it either at a later date, or you want to change your hours so that you can go and do something personal in the morning part and then work later in the evening. It just feels like there's a compromise here. That's what I'm getting. So some of you, you may have to have a meeting about a compromise in some way. And I feel at first it's met with resistance, but actually then you win this person round and they can see the logic behind it and say, okay, as long as you make up the time, that's coming up there as well. Now, of course, when you get the Hermit twice and it's in the resistance position, I hate to give this message, but I must. Some of you may have to return to something or revise something because a mistake has been made. I feel that actually it's not your mistake. You're a little bit frustrated, but I feel like you may have to correct something. Some of you, this may actually be a course correction, okay? It could be a big deal for some of you, not all of you. It could be that you're taking a different direction and you're not letting go of years of experience in something that you've been doing. You're actually transferring those skills into a different arena, a different walk of life, and it's actually going to be thrilling. So everything that you learned before, it's not nullified. It means you can utilize it in the next steps. Sometimes we have to be mature enough to say, actually, I've grown out of doing this. I'm evolving. I don't really want to move forward any further on this path. You're not accepting defeat. You're actually being mature enough to say, my goals have changed, or the parameters changed, or I've actually reached a plateau and I'm quite comfortable that, I've done all I can in this role and now I want something fresh and new. Because the Death card, it doesn't signal that something is over, really. It means something's evolving into something else. So some of you, you may think about becoming an entrepreneur, because in a career and money reading, the Hermit is to go solo. So some of you could be keeping your plans quiet at this time. You're orchestrating an exit plan, or you're actually launching something behind the scenes that's going to be very lucrative later on. Also, the Hermit in the resistance position, it can tell me that you're fed up. You may feel that, no one is supporting anybody. It just feels like there's a lot going on right now, and, you're just burnt out and you are in need of a rest. So I feel if you haven't had a vacation already, this is you taking some time out, whether you just take a day off for you or whether you actually take a vacation and go somewhere. I feel like you refresh your energy and you come back really enthusiastic. Now, some of you with that Hermit energy, you could actually withdraw briefly because you have something important you need to focus on. I do feel there could be a potential distraction in the next coming weeks and months. So for example, if you're trying to work on an important client's project, or, you're trying to do something that's very critical, there could be some refurbishment going on, maybe on the floor down below you, or maybe there's going to be some roadworks going on. Noise may be a factor in the next coming weeks and months. I do apologize, but I have to give you that because it's coming through. So I feel though you've got a sense of focus about you that you can kind of phase it out. Music is going to work really well for you, is what I'm being given. Of course, put those headphones on perhaps, and it'll just drown out the sound, and you can continue to focus on whatever it is that you need to focus on. Some of you may also be in training at this time, or you may actually be at college, or maybe you're going to business school, or perhaps you're thinking of getting a qualification or certification in order to help you upgrade your pay. I feel some of you, this is ongoing because the Seven of Wands is in the resistance position. So I feel this is about, not giving up. This is about acquiring knowledge, and you already have natural skills and talents in the arena that you work in. But anything that has like an official seal or stamp on it, I feel is just going to benefit you in terms of where you come in at your pay grade. Okay. So I feel like a lot of you have more knowledge in a situation naturally than a person who's already gone through the training, but I feel like you may have to get that qualification just to kind of like seal the deal in some way. I also see a lot of you, there may be a deal or an opportunity coming your way, whether it's a promotion offered, because I do see a lot of you it's almost like hush hush. I feel like if you work for a company, for example, it could be that, your boss comes to you and says, there's a promotion available and they're thinking of you for the role. Okay, so maybe you want to brush up on this training, or maybe you want to take some course of learning in this, or maybe you want to network at this event just to be seen in some way. Because I feel someone gives you the heads up on a project that's going to, or a promotion that's going to put you in a position to clinch the deal, okay? Because you have friends in high places, or people have been watching what you do and they love your work ethic, okay? So with the Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant, this can indicate a person in a hierarchical establishment position has been watching you and they want to elevate you, or they want to offer you more money. For some of you, this could be a raise, because Queen of Pentacles is to multiply your wealth. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be like a VIP client, or someone who wants to utilize your services but wants to keep it secret, or wants to like have a low profile. So that could be something that's going on there as well. If you're someone who's already in the public eye, it could be that you are thinking about diversifying what you do, and you may want to like set up an entrepreneurship or a business to kind of like diversify. It may not be something you want in the public eye. It could be something that you want on the down low, or keep a low profile on it, but you want to, have a really good business head and, make sure that your wealth that you're accumulating because of your fame, for example, goes into other assets that are a little bit more secure, or other endeavors that are more secure. So that's coming out there as well. Now, the Seven of Wands, this is a card that will go into the upright. Anything that is in the reverse, it will go into the upright at the end of the 6 weeks. So 2 Hermit cards can indicate some of you are withdrawing in order to focus on something or gain new knowledge. And the Seven of Wands says you want to be above competition. So it could be that you are in training for something, but also this is a card that indicates you're persevering under pressure. So it could mean that some of you are keeping just a close eye on your mental and physical health at this time in the working environment, making sure boundaries are healthy and that health and safety practices are adhered to. Because of course, I see that you're under a lot of pressure. There may be a lot of cutbacks and you're picking up the slack, but you want to make sure it's fair and manageable. Okay, so there could be an opportunity to have a meeting to say, look, okay, I'm doing what I can do as much as possible, but I may need an assistant, or I may need someone to take up some of the slack because, I've got an important client or an important project on right now. So you may need to outsource your work in some way, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You could be outsourcing like PA kind of duties, or it could be that you are, outsourcing to an accountant or to some sort of manager or promoter in some way, things that perhaps, are not critical, but they can do on the side. But the Seven of Wands, it really indicates that you are at your personal best. You're not conforming your morals, and you're engaging in sustained effort towards something, and you're not giving up. And also, you're not tempted to take a quick route. I feel like you are using your knowledge to take you to the top. Now, your final cards, we have intuition, of course. So intuitively, you're making the right moves in your career. Success is guaranteed because you're putting a lot of hard work in there because of that Queen of Pentacles. This card also indicates that there may be some sort of reprogramming going on in the working environment. And what I mean by that is some of you, it could be that a schedule changes, or there is a restructure, merge, or perhaps there is a downsizing going on. Could also be that there's a new computer software that comes in that can do something in half the time, and it frees up time there. This is a card of caution as well, and it kind of indicates that you are relying on your hunches to make certain moves in your career. So if you're thinking about launching something, intuitively you will know the right time to launch that. Also, some of you, not all of you, but some of you may even have to work from home in the next coming weeks and months. So this could be because there are refurbishments going on. Perhaps your company is relocating, or maybe there is some sort of big merge going on and people are required to be at home, for example. But also, if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're looking at downsizing financially, not because you have to, but because it makes good business sense. If you've got a room that you can work from home, it could be that you're thinking about doing that rather than renting out a premises at this time. Also, This is a card of secrecy, so it can indicate that you are working really hard in silence on something and you're going to reveal it when you feel ready, okay? But I see that knowledge that you have from a long time ago is going to benefit you right now, and so is structure. So with that Queen of Pentacles, this is about multiplying your wealth. It's about a practical plan. You're sticking to that. You're committed to your goals, and you're working really hard, and any money that you earn comes from that hard work. But also I feel there are going to be some new people or new opportunities that will help you in your endeavors over the next coming weeks. This could be a promotion vibe, but it also could be a person who, gives you like a little heads up on new opportunities arising. For some of you, if you're in the public eye or you are a creative, it could be a manager or a promoter or someone who, an owner of a gallery, for example, someone who sees your worth and value and wants to promote your work or have your work be seen in some way. So I feel this could benefit you as well. Now, my guides want me to take a look at this card a little bit closer, so I will. One moment, please. I'm getting an energy of working from home or domesticity. If you're a parent, of course, it's about the balance, the fine line between, investing in time with your children, but also working to pay the bills. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's tough, but you're doing a really great job. And I feel like a lot of the time you may feel like you go unnoticed or unappreciated, but I do see that there is someone who's going to give you either a token, like a gift of appreciation, or definitely an acknowledgement of that. That's coming out here too. But also this is you creating security for you and your loved ones, but you're turning your plans into money. That's what I see. So new money making ideas, but also there is an opportunity to step into a new role, whether it's where you're at or whether it's you leaving a position. I'm getting both energies. So I feel a lot of you could be staircasing your finances and moving into a role that has more status, but also more work and more responsibility. But I feel like you kind of enjoy it. You're enthusiastic to get started on it. Some of you could be asked to figurehead a new team or step into a managerial role, but it may be something that is kept quiet at this time until all the logistics and contracts are signed, because I see there's competition or people wanting that role. Now, also, I am seeing this energy, so please take it as it resonates. There may be an opportunity that you go up for at another company, is what I see, if you're interviewing outside of where you are, where you were never going to get that role because it's sourced in-house, but legally they have to outsource as well to other people. So if you do come up with a disappointment, if something doesn't go your way that you've been interviewing for, don't be disheartened. It just feels like it was never meant to be yours anyway. It's almost like the role was already filled. However, it is frustrating because they wasted your time, okay? But nothing is ever wasted and everything is for a reason. Later on down the line, like years from now, you're going to meet someone who actually worked for that firm or that company, and there is going to be some sort of collaboration, or they're going to open a door for you. Nothing is ever wasted. So that's coming through there as well. So I want you to be aware of that too. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be a client. Okay. Perhaps you, put on a really good presentation as to why that client should choose your services over someone else. But I feel already it's almost like the person they choose is like a family friend or someone that the family has used for decades, and they kind of go with that. However, later on, they may actually, through word of mouth, recommend your services because there was no hard feelings. It just feels like, you know what, okay, thanks so much, but if anything ever changes, hit me up. It just feels like you're not going to walk away and go, oh, that person wasted my time. That's so ridiculous, and be so frustrated and angry. It's like, okay, no worries, completely understand. But if anything ever changes, here's my card. You know where I'm at. I'm always here to help. You're leaving the door open, and later on down the line, that door is swinging wide open and new people are coming towards you. So if you're an entrepreneur, this is going to benefit you really well. Now, also, we've got that Hierophant energy. This is about utilizing your skill set. New knowledge is coming to you over the next coming weeks. So some of you may actually invest in a course or invest in yourself in order to stay ahead of the competition in your working environment. But also the Hierophant indicates hierarchical systems. So it could be that you are noticed in secret by someone in a position position of authority in your industry. So I feel, some of you could be headhunted or, pegged for a promotion. And if you're an entrepreneur, this could be someone who's been eyeing up your services. So keep your website or your socials up to date, because I feel like people are looking at you and looking at your services right now, and they're really impressed of what you can offer. But they also want to make sure that you're up to date. And sometimes that can feel like a lot of pressure. So if you've got so much on your plate right now and it's really hard to update socials all the time, some of you may actually outsource that part of your business to somebody else who can keep things ticking over, keep a social media presence going on there. I mean, it's so much, it's a lot, I totally know, but I feel like you're being very savvy and clever about the next steps. You don't have to do it all, is what I'm seeing there. Now, also with this Hierophant energy, there is an energy here of financial advice. So some of you, if you're in a company and you work for a company or work with a company, it could be that you're going to have a meeting with a pension provider or someone regarding, benefits. And I feel it'll be really great for you because you may learn something about the structure of finances that benefits you and your family later on. This could be generational wealth, but it can also be about like stocks and shares, or can be about investments, acquisitions in some way. For some of you, you may actually book a wealth advisor in the next coming weeks and months, and they may actually tell you some things that you didn't know, which is really going to be beneficial for you, whether you take their services or not long term. I feel like they've definitely got something to give you that can benefit you later on there as well. And some of you are, as I said, launching into a course of study to upskill or help you reach the next levels in your career sector. I do see like you financially being very savvy in the next coming weeks, multiplying your wealth, or having a strict budget and savings plan there where you actually have a little bit more money for you and the family going forward this month. So I do see that there is savings there. Now, I want you to be aware, in this deck, this is the final deck that I'm using, there is a rogue card, okay? It's meant to be in there, and not everybody is getting that card. There it is. So I want you to be aware that it's meant to be there, okay? So don't be freaking out. I'm just going to go get some final cards. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisceans? What else do they need to know regarding their career and money sector? For some of you, if you've been having a few issues with finances, I see some of you may reach out for advice. Don't ignore the problem because it will snowball. There is a way where you can just call up either the service provider if you're having problems paying. Could be that you, rather than have your services cut off, it could be that you speak to someone over the phone or in person and say, hey, look, this is my situation. Can we come to some sort of agreement? I actually see that they will come to an agreement because you reached out to them rather than ignored it. So I feel like help is on hand if you are struggling financially there as well. Also, if some of you have been out of work, as I mentioned, I do see an opportunity coming in, and the status is higher than the role that you had previously, but also so is the money. And I feel with that Hierophant energy, I feel there is something to learn on the job. So don't shy away from that. You've got the skill set and the knowledge to be able to do that. And I feel that you're a quick learner there as well. And I just feel with that Hierophant energy that you secure a position that is for the long term, and you'll rise through the ranks in that role as well. Okay, so your final cards, we've got the Buddha, which is all about your life purpose, and of course working peacefully and harmoniously. So if there has been some conflict there, I feel some of you are removing yourself from drama or distractions, or if someone's been micromanaging you, I feel like you're just getting on doing your thing, and you're proving to yourself what you're capable of, and that you are in a really great position to continue professional work. And this person, eventually, they're going to leave you alone. They're going to get bored. But it says here, life purpose, more than just money, spiritual wealth, counselor, being guided, and divine path. Some of you are being guided to be a counselor for other people. So you're utilizing all the experiences, both the good ones and the bad ones. Remember, every time we are tested, we are getting stronger. And those tests will help us later on. Things that I experienced many, many years ago where I was like, oh my gosh, things are breaking around me. My life is not going the way I hoped for. All these experiences at the time, I felt everything was out of control. But actually, later on, they informed me of how to manage a situation when it arises. It really helped me moving forward. And if I could go back in time, I would just let things be as they were rather than change anything, because everything benefited me later on. So we experience everything and meet everyone for a reason. There is always a reason for something, okay? Now, also, we've got frame. So this is about focus, prioritizing on what's important at this time. But also, for some of you, this could be a qualification that you're going to put a frame up there with your certification on there and be really proud of what you do because you're professional and now you're like sealing the deal, as it were. It says steady income, organizing, accomplishments, art and design, home-oriented, and self-employed. Now, that energy did come out there as well. So home-oriented, a lot of you are going to be working from home for whatever reason, but I feel some of you also are thinking about going solo, and you're strategizing that because the chess card basically indicates you're thinking about the next steps on your plan. And it says here, money strategy, wise spending, long game, leader, military, thinking it through. So stepping into a managerial role or a role where you lead a team is definitely started for you if this is not something you're doing already. And if it is something that you're doing already, you may feel like you've hit that plateau or there's no future growth in the position that you're in. So you want to either diversify, branch out, seek new opportunities. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're having fresh new ideas that have a lot of potential and you're excited to get moving on those things. And people and situations will gravitate towards you to help you in your endeavors. But of course, it takes that first step. Now, it says here, military. Some of you, of course, you want peace, but you are someone who works in the services. So I feel like you're showing up for your job and doing the best that you can in that situation as well. And it can be here as well that there may be a question about pensions, services, savings. I just feel like you're thinking about the long term for yourself and your family and securing your position and your home as well if you're thinking about going into real estate or purchasing a home there too. So I feel you may get a really good deal for whatever it is that you're trying to purchase in the next coming weeks as well there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune. Okay, so we have a bat. Okay, now interesting, a bat, this can be like that you have extrasensory perception there. It could be that you hear something on the grapevine, perhaps you're given a secret there, something that's not well known to other people. But also the bat could be you are setting up like a room in your home, almost like your bat cave, to basically work in silence without distractions. Also, it could be that you are looking at what drains you, or who drains you in the working environment and trying to stay away from that. And of course, we've got the plant pot there as well. So this is growth in your career, new opportunities, maybe even promotion, raise, or bonus. It could be that you're working towards a bonus and then waiting, biding your time, and then leaving after you get that bonus. But I mean, for some of you, you're going to be gifted, and it may even be a plant pot, a little plant for your desk, or maybe it's a family member. If you're launching your own business, it could be that a family member gifts you a plant pot to help you with your environment, to almost like balance out the energies or the ionization of the air, or it could be like to oxygenate, or it just feels like a plant would be a great gift for you right now. And it may be something that someone who really cares about you is going to gift you as you launch something. or it could be a thank you for something there too. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Pisceans. If you'd like to enter a competition to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is write in the comments box below, love is the answer, and my guides will bring me to one subscriber to win that free reading. And I will upload a video at the end of August announcing that person's name. So please keep your notification bell on, because when I upload that video, you'll want to be notified that it's up to see if it's your name, and then you'll be able to communicate with me and I will be able to get that reading to you. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisceans, and love and light.